All right, so let's look at some strategies for part 2. Here's what I want you to practice. I want you to take a person who's very interesting to you and come up with their appearance. What do they look like? Their personality. What kind of a person are they? What kind of a person? So what do they look like? What's their personality and their actions? What kind of things do they do? So look at this guy I have here. Hey buddy, hey, this is a farmer. He looks like he's a farmer or something. He's wearing a hat, kind of a rugged hat. He looks like an old man. Maybe he's missing some of his teeth. I can't really tell, but he's got white or gray hair. He has suspenders and this farmer's shirt. So that's his appearance, and he looks very old. His personality, he's smiling, so he's got to be a happy, jovial character. We know he's a hard worker because farmers, nobody works harder than farmers, right? And then actions, we know he works outside, so he's in the weather, and he's doing physical things like he's probably, I could picture him actually working on machines, working with machinery, and maybe he's riding on a tractor. Okay, he could be planting seeds, these kinds of activities. So I want you to do that. Now you could take a picture like I have here, but I would like you to think about a real person you know. This could be a friend you have, or maybe somebody from your past, an old teacher, or maybe a president, or just somebody. And come up with answers to these questions. What is their appearance? What is their personality? What are their actions? If you practice this for 1 or 2 or 3 people, that'll help you a lot in part 2, because many of these questions in part 2 ask you about a person. Well, if you've already practiced talking about a person, a specific person, you will ace part 2. But it's not always a person. Sometimes it's an object. Okay, so for an object, I want you to answer 3 similar questions. What is its appearance? What is its purpose? And why is it important? So I have a little object here, and its appearance, well, it's red and yellow. We see that. It's like a little bus, a little double-decker bus. It has seats on the bottom and seats on the top, and the driver's down here on the lower level on the bottom. And it's actually a toy. It's not a real bus. It's not a real double-decker bus. It's a toy, little trinket. So its purpose is, I don't know, maybe you put it on your shelf, or you put it on your keys. You attach it to your keys. You dangle it around and say, "Look, I got a bus." You know, you get the bus to stop for you by hailing the bus down. You with your bus. Its purpose, I don't know. You hang it on a Christmas tree. I don't know what you do with this thing. It's a little toy. So its importance, why is it important to you? Why is this object important? This object might be important to you because it reminds you of a time when you rode on that bus, or it reminds you of the time you missed the bus. And so it has some kind of importance. Maybe you won it in a contest. So again, do the same thing with an object. Think about an object. Maybe it's something you own and something very important to you, and answer these questions. Again, do that with 1 or 2 or 3 objects, and you will be so ready for part 2. Because now you have a person, you have an object. There's another possibility, one more possibility. It could be an event. Okay, here are the 3 questions to ask yourself on an event. Who is involved? What's the purpose? And what are the activities in the event? So here I have a frog wedding. These are fake frogs who are getting married. Looks like I assume the male frog is proposing to the female frog. So he's on one frog knee. He's on his knee. And so who is involved? We have two frogs, two fake frogs, a male and a female frog. The purpose is the male frog is proposing. And so there's this event, this wedding event. The activities, well, they will be probably singing, dancing, and, they'll be eating food. There will be a priest there and pronouncing them husband and wife. So I don't know if they'll play games. The purpose, of course, is to get married. So do this with events, right? Think about events that you've participated in or events that you've heard about other people participating in. Weddings are great. Maybe a sports event, a sporting event, any kind of event. Something at school. Just describe who is involved, who are the characters, what was the purpose of the event, and what activities did you do. So now, once you've prepared for an event, an object, and a person, well, you will be more than ready to answer your Part 2 question.